Episode 11 of Namib begins with both Hyun Cheol and Soo Hyun competing to buy Eugene Woo from his entertainment company. The CEO declares that whoever brings him money first will get Jin Woo. Meanwhile, Soo Hyun and Jin Suk take Jin Woo back to their house, where they discover that he has been deeply traumatized by the scandal and is struggling to sing again. Despite this, Soo Hyun starts working on a new song for him, while Jin Suk brainstorms ways to help Jin Woo overcome his condition. Eventually, they go on a hike together with Ji Young in an attempt to lift his spirits. Elsewhere, Hana faces increasing isolation following her scandal. The Star Rise PD confesses his drug use to the police and warns Hyun Cheol that he is next in line for questioning. Meanwhile, Soo Hyun plans to sell a factory to raise the money needed to buy Jin Woo back, but she faces difficulties in finding a buyer within such a short time. The only offer she gets is half of what she originally paid for the factory. In desperation, Jin Suk approaches Bongyu for help, but he refuses. Running out of options, Soo Hyun ends up borrowing money from her father. Jin Suk promises to repay the debt and asks him not to contact Soo Hyun about it. Finally, they sign the contract to acquire Jin Woo, but Hyun Cheol shows up. Fortunately, Bongyu and the co-CEO of Pandora intervene, dismissing Hyun Cheol as CEO due to his ongoing police investigation and other illegal activities. With this, Soo Hyun and Jin Suk successfully secure Jin Woo's freedom. Meanwhile, Hyun Cheol is summoned for questioning, and his club, Muse, where drug deals were taking place, is raided. However, Chris manages to clear everything, leading to Hyun Cheol's release. Before leaving, Hyun Cheol learns that it was Jin Woo, not Chris, who was responsible for the car accident. Seizing the opportunity, he pressures Chris to hand over the club's CCTV footage, intending to shift all the blame onto Jin Woo. But Chris, seeing Jin Woo as a brother, refuses to comply. Later, Soo Hyun meets Chris and apologizes for abandoning him when he was young and struggling. This moment of reconciliation prompts Chris to spend time with Jin Woo, encouraging him to move forward, as he now understands that Soo Hyun genuinely cares for him. The episode ends on a dramatic note as Chris, deciding to turn himself into the police, bids farewell to Jin Woo, only to be suddenly attacked by a biker wielding a baseball bat. At this point, the plot of Namib feels unnecessarily stretched, with obstacles that add little real value to the story. Many developments, such as Jin Woo's supposed trauma preventing him from singing, feel like convenient plot devices rather than well-thought-out character arcs. These elements create a superficial sense of struggle rather than genuine emotional depth. Moreover, several storylines remain underdeveloped and lack meaningful impact. For instance, Soo Hyun's relationship with her father is barely explored. While the drama attempts to highlight the shared familial trauma and struggles of the main characters, their family dynamics ultimately feel like set pieces rather than integral aspects of the narrative. As a result, the episode feels weighed down by undercooked subplots and repetitive, unnecessary conflicts, making it difficult to stay fully engaged. Hopefully, the finale will provide a more cohesive and satisfying end rather than relying on artificial tension, although we greatly doubt it.